I'd like to call to order the Rockland Community College Board of Trustees September meeting to order. This is also our annual meeting. Madam Secretary, will you call the roll?
Mr. Wardendike.
Here.
Mr. Rand.
Here.
Ms. Colchamiro. Here. Ms. Dillon is here. Ms. Dykstra Denellen is excused. Ms. Eckert.
Here.
Ms. Ramos. Here. Mr. Tao.
Here.
Mr. Valentine.
Present.
And Mr. Boyd.
Here,
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Okay, thank you. At our annual meeting, we have the election of the Board of Trustees. The election will be for 3 positions, which will be the chairman, the vice chairman, and the secretary. These positions will all be for a 2-year term. And I just remind the trustees that they can nominate any other trustee, and in fact, they can also name themselves or nominate themselves for a position if they so choose. The votes will be taken by roll call, unless a trustee would like to have them done by secret ballot. In that case, they would be done on paper. Is there any desire to have a secret ballot tonight? Okay, then the votes will be taken by roll call. All right, I would like to open the floor to nominations for board chair.
I nominate Mr. Wardendike.
I second the nomination.
Are there any further nominations for board chair? All right, I'd just like to make a brief statement and say that I'm truly honored to be nominated. I think that I would love to retain this position for a short while. I've enjoyed working with this board and also with Cliffwood. I think there's an incredible amount of good stuff going on at Rockland Community College right now, and I'm honored to be nominated. All right, Madam Secretary, we call the roll.
Mr. Wardendike.
Aye.
Mr. Rand.
Aye.
Ms. Colchamiro.
Yes.
Ms. Dillon, yes. Ms. Eckert.
Aye.
Ms. Ramos.
Aye.
Mr. Tao.
Aye.
Mr. Valentine.
Aye.
Mr. Boyd.
Yes. What's the count?
9.
Thank you very much. Truly honored. Okay, I'd like to open the floor to nominations for vice chair.
I would like to nominate Mary Lou Dillon. I'll second that.
Are there any further nominations? Ms. Dillon, would you like to make a comment?
No.
Okay, will you please call the roll for the vote?
Mr. Wardendike.
Yes.
Mr. Rand.
Yes.
Ms. Colchamiro. Yes. Ms. Dillon. Yes. Ms. Eckert.
Aye.
Ms. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Tao.
Yes.
Mr. Valentine.
Yes.
Mr. Boyd.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
The vote is unanimous. Thank you.
All right.
Going forward, it will not be vice chairman. It will be vice chair.
How about chairwoman? Chairwoman.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to open the floor to nominations for secretary.
I nominate Mr. Valentine.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations for secretary? Ms. Dillon, will you call the roll?
Mr. Wardendike.
Yes.
Mr. Rand.
Yes.
Ms. Colchamiro. Yes. Ms. Dillon. Yes. Ms. Eckert.
Yes.
Ms. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Tao.
Yes.
Mr. Valentine.
Yes.
This would have been bad if you said no. Mr. Boyd.
Yes.
Thank you. It's unanimous.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, President's report.
Yes, thank you very much. You're going to hear in a minute about the energy performance contract, but I just want to thank the board for their support, because I think this has really significant impact on the college, and I especially want to thank Vice President Hussein and Associate Vice President Marr for their work. They did an incredible amount of work on that project. It really is going to benefit the college, and I thank you very much. Also, we're very excited this week that we signed with Ford for the Ford Asset Program, which will bring a cohort of students every semester into the college with sponsorship by Ford, which means if they complete the 2-year program, they will have a job with Ford Motor Company, a very nice paying job. They will have a full toolkit, which they're required to have, and they'll be ready to take the test to be a certified master mechanic. And we are also negotiating a similar deal right now with Chrysler. So I think by the end of this semester, we're going to see the real results of what we had anticipated with the Automotive Center, and it's paying off. And sometime very soon, you will be invited, everyone, the public will be invited to the opening of the Rockland Community College Startup New York Business York Analyticals in Nyack. And we, hopefully by the end of the semester, will open another innovation center at IRG at Pearl River. So we are really doing our role in workforce development at the college, and I'm very pleased about that. And then you have my president's report. Whenever I want to please my wife, I write about her father. So she'll be very happy with my president's report. And I love the picture. Student involved that gave me the chance to have my picture made with 2 of my bros, Barack and George. And they had been there for Constitution Day. But seriously, it's just reminding everybody about the importance of voting. My father-in-law was the first head of the voter education project, and in his 2 years, they registered over 600,000 African Americans in the South to vote for the first time. And so in our household, whatever the election, how some people may think insignificant, it's always important to exercise that privilege that we have to vote. I restrain from telling people who I thought they should vote for, but I do think it's really very important. And when I looked at the statistics, our voting record as a population in this country is not sterling. We don't vote in the number of people that participate in this process as they should. The other thing that inspired me, I was listening to NPR, and they were interviewing a woman who was a civil rights activist named Ruby Sales, and she was talking about the importance of voting and of course what's happening in this country. And she made a point that was really important to me that I say to people now. I know what to say to them when people, and I've had many people say this, I'm sure you have, well, I just don't want to vote for either candidate. You know, they are flawed or whatever. Well, the reality is we're voting for a human being. And so I say this with all great respect. Every president we've had has been flawed in some way. And so it's really looking at who you best think can lead this country, but really voting is really, really something that we shouldn't take for granted. So that's my lesson for the day in civics, and I appreciate it, and I thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, the consent agenda tonight consists of 4 items. We have the previous meeting minutes and 3 resolutions. All of these resolutions have been discussed at our previous workshop meeting this evening. If anyone wishes to have any one of these items pulled and voted on individually, please let me know now.
The
Yeah.
previous meeting's minutes, because I was present.
She was not present for the previous meeting. You do not have to vote on those. You can abstain from voting if you weren't here.
But then I would have to abstain for all.
If you could separate the
Oh, I see.
minutes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
She wants to vote
Okay.
against.
All right, so we'll,
Separate the minutes.
good.
Can't fool around with these students, they're smarter than you.
Okay. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to vote on the approval of the previous meeting minutes separately. So I would like a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
So moved.
Ms. Dillon? Second?
Second.
Richard?
Second.
Richard Boyd. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
Abstentions.
Abstentions?
No.
Emma abstains. Okay, thank you. All right, the following 3 items, resolutions, I will read them individually. The first is the approval of body-worn cameras for public safety officers. This is Resolution 42-2016. The second is the approval of an energy performance contract between Rockland Community College and Ecosystems Energy Services USA Incorporated. That's Resolution 43-2016. And the third is the approval of salary adjustments and position title changes for exempt administrators. This is Resolution 44-2016. And I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Susan Ramos. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. All right.
Mr. Chairman, have
Yeah.
those present and the folks here know what those numbers are.
Okay.
Thank you.
They have a copy.
Okay, any of these resolutions would be available for any of the participants or audience that would wish to see them. Okay, academic affairs, Dr. Deere.
You have my written report. If there are any questions, please ask. If not, I would just like to remind the board that the first fall college-wide forum will be Thursday, October 6th at 3 p.m. in the Ellipse, and it's open to all members of the campus community. And we will be sending out an agenda on Monday, and we'll make sure you get a copy. We're very excited that the 211 Center is off and running. It's very, very strong. Starting off, we have, as of today, I talked with Joe Falco, who coordinates the center, and he is excited about the fact that around 15 students have come to see him, and he's been meeting with them and helping them out in terms of life. So it's very exciting. The other thing is that I just found out today that our 3 proposals have been accepted for COIL, and as you know, COIL is the Collaborative Online International Learning through SUNY, and Professor Shamika Mitchell will be working with the University of Cairo, Patricia Sabonia will be working with the University of Morocco, and Kathy Roche will be working with a university in Lebanon. And so this opens the door to a lot more opportunity for us internationally, and we're very excited about that. That's my report. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Deere.
Thank you.
Excuse me, no, I didn't even share this with my colleagues before. I have to say something. When we do something really good, it needs to be acknowledged. And this past week, I went down to the president's reception in Haverstraw, and 2 girls, it was just wonderful. One girl came over to Dr. Wood. She had a smile that went from one ear to the other. And she said, I'm taking chemistry and I'm taking psychology, correct? And she said, and I'm going to try out for the nursing program. She was so thrilled. She was so thrilled. And then a second young woman came over and she said to Dr. Wood, you remember me? She said, you changed my life. She's taking courses here and in Haverstraw, and I don't know. It was so heartwarming, but to hear these young people whose whole lives have a different trajectory because of the work that collectively all of us do, everybody here should give yourself a pat on the back and a round of applause.
All right.
You should. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, student services, AVP Dana Stelly.
That's Vice President.
Vice President. Correct.
Thank you. Good evening. You have my written report. It gives me great pleasure to say that our fall 2016 enrollment exceeded our projections by 1.1%, primarily due to significant increases in the high school program. That enrollment was up 21.6%, and our international student enrollment was up 17%. You will be receiving a copy of our strategic enrollment management plan with your October board report. I think you'll be very pleased with the focus that we have put into the plan, and we look forward to hearing your feedback on that. Additionally, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Liberty Partnership Program tonight. Tomorrow we will be submitting our annual report for last academic year. We were mandated to serve 208 students, but because of additional funding received by the innovation grants, we were able to serve 254 students. For this academic year, our funding has been increased by $52,000 to a grand total of $312,600. So the program is really moving, and we are happy with that. Are there any questions?
Give them 2 sentences about what the Liberty Partnership Program is.
The Liberty Partnership Program serves underrepresented students in 7 schools within the county, primarily in the North Rockland District, the East Ramapo District, and the Nyack High School District. And they offer academic support as well as some career training, guidance counseling in the high school program, and it runs primarily throughout the entire school year. This year we had a very innovative Summer Bridge program, which we think really was helpful in keeping the students focused on academics throughout the summer.
Thank you.
If I could just add, Dana, today we had a visiting team from Lehigh University in our district, and one of the premier programs that our principal at Fieldstone spoke about was the Liberty Partnership in terms of some of the good work that we're doing with children. And I know that he is so highly thankful to have the program there and really feels it's made quite a difference in the students that are participating in it. So thank you for the work that you do behind that. I know it does make a difference.
Thank you.
Finance and Administration, Dr. Nair Hussain.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In keeping with the theme of a lot of things that are happening, I'd like to report that after a little hiccup, we finally had 5 bids on the amphitheater demolition, and 2 of them are fairly close. So a group will interview both of them to make a selection as far as the contractor that will do the work. And the second one, I think, was also pretty exciting. We had the pre-bid meeting for the housing RFP, and we had at least 20 companies represented who came in for and this was a required meeting. So the room was packed, so we anticipate some very good proposals in that one. Everybody has any questions?
I would just remind you that the project for the demolition of the amphitheater, we've hired, if you will, for a better term, a contract, somebody to manage that contract, and that's McLaren Engineering, and so they will help us with selecting the appropriate bids. They help design the proposal, and it's really, I think, going to happen. It's, of course, more than we anticipated, but we'll figure out how we worked on that. We know how we'll pay for that. So hopefully that will get done by January. I think it calls for it to be done by January.
It does.
does.
We'll see about that.
And simultaneously, we're meeting with, also have a consultant from McLaren who's our assisting us with design and planning for our outdoor performance space. So,
Yeah.
all we do is
I
keep
do want
finding
to
the money.
make, Dr. Wood and all the board members, I do want to make clear that this project is exclusive for the demolition of the amphitheater.
It ought to be for the demolition of the building, the new thing.
The project for the theater is a separate project, like it is for the Peace Guard.
Any questions? Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Hussain. Board Secretary report. Nothing. Okay. Foundation report. Joe, anything?
Nothing.
Okay. NICET report.
I'll be going to Cooperstown in October, and hopefully by then NICET will have a new executive director, and once again, hopefully we'll be having more communication among trustees in the state.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you. Student government report.
So I have a few things to report. We're going to be having another voter registration on October 5th and 6th. Our last voter registration was very successful, and we're hoping that we can get students registered in time to participate in the upcoming election. We're going to be having an awards ceremony during International Education Week, which is being run by Chaya Bakshaw, and it's going to be in November in 14th. We also the voter registration is being run by sophomore Senator Clem. That's all. Discussion?
Okay, any questions? Thank you for your report. Is there any old or new business? This is wonderful. Thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.